Hello, hello. We're getting ready to watch some SmackDown. You know Roman Reigns ain't going to be like, oh, I give up and stuff like that. So I'm anxious to watch it. I think it's going to be great. Before SmackDown is The Matrix, and it just occurred to me, we all say about like machines giving us a better life and stuff like that. If the world was turned to that, and we were plugged into the Matrix, it just occurred to me, he's hurting a lot of people. The machines was helping the people because the world was so bad that the Matrix figured the only way to give them a good life, plug them in. That's a thought. That's a thought. But we're getting ready to watch SmackDown, so here we go. All right, so you know the deal. We're watching SmackDown. It's just begun. It's in Salt Lake City, Utah. Place I've never been. So they're doing a recap of what happened with the Bloodline and stuff like that. And it just occurred to me as I'm watching this, now that he's over there, I'd like to see Bronson Reed facing Jacob Fatu. That would be good. That's a lily tail. Look at that. Oh, lily tail. So it's starting out with the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa. But his music's cool, so no complaints. I do want to point out, Bronson Reed's doing the one sign. I wonder if it's going to be a permanent thing or if it's just for this, because him being in the Bloodline would just make them a group instead of just like a family, but it would be cool. So the funny thing about this SmackDown is it's all about seeing this person and seeing that person. So they have Cody Rhodes seeing Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa seeing Roman Reigns. That's their selling point, not the wrestling, but the talking. That says something. But they do have some good matches. I know that LA Knight's wrestling, and he's wrestling Santos because they just told me. And Bianca Belair just went to the ring, and she's on her own, which kind of makes old dad happy. So we're going to watch this match. I'll tell you how it goes. Okay, so Bianca Belair's out there because the triple threat match. And she's going to be bouncing around that ring for a while because we're at commercials. So, just something to think about. She's going to be like, the whole time. Anyway, Chelsea Green's in this one. Let's see if Young Lad's right and Chelsea Green actually pulls this out somehow. Fingers crossed. But I'll be honest with you, I think Bianca Belair's got this. All right, commercial. Okay, so it's back on. The match hasn't even started yet. She's been this whole time. And when I say it is, it's a lot longer than my commercial. They just got one other person in the ring. Is Chelsea in there? Because the other girl didn't even get an entrance. Yeah, Chelsea's going to get her own entrance. And Bianca Belair is seriously bouncing in there. Like, her fitness level is way above old dad's. And there's Chelsea Green. They made sure she got a regular entrance too. So I noticed on Chelsea's Green's gear, it's green. And it's a little different and stuff like that. Now, back in the day, everybody talks about the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars and this, that, and the other. But I could tell you this. If I was back then and I was looking at wrestling today, you would say, oh, that person's going to win. They got new gear. You know they're going to win. But, like, these guys get new gear almost every day. Like, they have new gear all the time. All right, back to the match. So, something that just occurred to me. And it's early in the match, so this is how old dad's minds work. As did you see it? It was just like, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so Bianca Belair, even though I think that she's the shoo-in to win, it runs in my mind that here's my thing. She's going to be in the War Games, so you want the U.S. title to be defended, don't you? At least you would think so. I mean, that's just my thoughts. It's brand new. You would want to, like, show it off. Unless they're only going to, like, defend it on the shows or whatever, which actually is a good idea. The U.S. title and the U.S. title, if they were defended on the shows only, that would actually be kind of cool. Blair Davenport is actually doing pretty good too, which is really nice to see. And it's commercial time, but they have that like box and box thing, so you can still see wrestling while the commercial's going on. Love that. Love that. But yeah, she's actually doing pretty good. This is funny because Chelsea Green's jumping from one to the other, back to the one, back to the other. Even though they're kicking out, she's just like, they got to quit sometime. And she just kept going. This has been a really good match. And it's a little square of a match, but it's a really good little square. So Bianca Belair did her suplex where she like slowly puts him up. And the other day I was just talking about Chad Gable with his, where he takes him from behind and throws him. And he has that like where you could tell he's muscling him up. I mean, it is just, it says something about that suplex. Because here's my thoughts. Back in the day, like a body slam, when someone would body slam you or something like that, it looked like it hurt. When they give you a suplex, you thought, oh, wow, that hurt. But like a lot of oh my gosh, she just did a drop kick on Bianca Belair, but landed her back on Davenport. That was cool. This match is outstanding. I can't see, even with the LA Knight match, like, this is a hard one to beat. So big people shouldn't run into a corner. You're the strongest one there. You know if you run into the corner, you're going to hurt yourself. You know it. You're the strongest one there. Don't run into the corner. Sorry, I go off on a tangent, but don't do it. And if there's a super strong person in there, don't go for a superplex. You're going to get power bombed. I like this part, okay? Just go throw it out. I don't like the fact that someone got hurt, but it wasn't interference. Bianca Belair ran out. And now it's Chelsea and Blair Davenport. And Davenport, this match has been amazing. So Chelsea Green won. I think Young Lad might be onto something here. She won. She won. And she won with like her actual finishing move and everything. So this is actually really great. Chelsea Green might be the next U.S. champion. Bianca Belair ran out to help her partner because her partner was knocked out. And Chelsea Green advances. We're at a commercial now. So it ended with Chelsea winning and then a commercial. Okay, so it's back on. They had Bianca Belair running to the ambulance. She gets in with her partner. They're like, what's going on? What happened? This, that, and the other. You know it was a Liv Morgan type attack. Kind of like what happened to Rhea Ripley. You know, when she was left out and whatever. So I'm just going to say that chances are they're just going to be like, you know, that was her and she attacked them ahead of time and stuff like that. But it's been a long time since we had someone that just You know what that reminds me of? Is whenever the NWO first came out and they would just beat you up in the parking lot and you would find them like knocking Rey Mysterio, grabbing a hold of him and throwing him into the truck and come in with baseball bats and things like that. That reminds me of original old school NWO when they first came out. We are at LA Knight. Here's the thing, WWE, let him have a mic at least as he's going into the ring. I know we want to see him wrestle, but we want to hear him talk. Give him a mic. They went over the whole Shinsuke Nakamura thing, attacking him again. And I just want to say this. I hope that it ain't just a Kinshasa or whatever it's called. I hope Shinsuke Nakamura just beats him up. Just fights him. Because he doesn't need to stick with one move. One move ain't all that does it. And he's facing Santos Escobar. He needs to face the other guy. He's faced Escobar. I know that Escobar would be the one to take the title because he's the group leader, blah, blah, blah. But I want to see the other guy now. I thought the one guy was fantastic. I want to see the other guy. Okay, let's get to the match. I was going like, all right, here it is. Okay, so Shinsuke Nakamura did one of them video things he does when someone goes to the ring. And he talks all in like the Japanese and stuff like that, which is really cool. I love the fact that they let him talk in his own language. But that whole thing, I'm telling you this right now. When this is all over, I'm YouTubing that. I'm getting on YouTube. I'm outside of doing all this stuff. I'm getting on there. I'm looking it up. I want to see it again. It was great. Little eerie. That made it even better. I mean, and they showed the hit again. And I'm telling you, the knee thing would hurt. Without a doubt. Would it whip old dad? Absolutely. But here's the thing. He does that backhand right off the bat. That would knock old dad out right there. That needs to be his finisher. Where he flips around and does the backhand like a professional, because he is. Well, they need to do that. He's a bad man. They need something. Commercial. Santos is winning. He's still wearing his shirt. I don't know if it's just so he could promote his shirt and get like more buys or something. Very colorful. Okay, so LA Knight's coming back now. So it's getting a little better. That's a lot of gold on his. If you were a Steelers fan, you would love Santos Escobar's gear right now. A lot of gold, a lot of black. So that was great. Oh, wait. Shinsuke Nakamura's beating up LA Knight. He went to do his finisher. Escobar went to do his finisher, had him up, and LA Knight turned it into a BFT. That was great. Now Shinsuke Nakamura is just beating LA Knight up. So it's ending up with all build-ups. Build-ups for the tag team matches. Build-up for Roman Reigns just showed up, and he's with the whole group and stuff like that, and they're all wearing the shirt. So that's where we're at. It's at a build-up. And it's building up for the next segment. So we're clearly getting ready for a commercial. Here we go. I love how they show a sign about the commentators all the time now. Here's my thoughts on that. They've never done that before. It's always been about the superstar. But the commentators are really like, it would be less entertaining without them. Wade Barrett being my favorite. Cody Rhodes has come out. They said they didn't see Kevin Owens yet. Cody was like, don't fall for that. He's going to be there. He ain't going to miss the opportunity. One thing I want to point out, though, is it has been a while since Cody's defended that title. Even tonight, he's doing a talkie-talkie, so he ain't defending the title. We talked about Roman Reigns and how long it was before in between his title defenses. We talked about Brock Lesnar. Cody Rhodes has fallen into that same category. It's been a while since he's done the whole defend the title thing. That face to face Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes was amazing. It was wonderful. It felt very, very real. And I'm telling you, I'm actually more and more and more looking forward to this match actually happening. It was just really good. And he was just like, if you think across the line with Randy Orton, I'm definitely doing it with you. It was good. Kevin pointed out his reasoning. It was good. Why he was mad was why everybody knew he was mad, because he teamed with Roman Reigns, who tried to put him out over and over. So this is what happens, you know. You become friends with my enemy. I'm not going to be hanging out with you no more. Me and you are going to have beef. So that's where we're at. And it was really, really good. They did the whole thing with the Bloodline, and Roman was like, this is all we need. If we die together, right? And like, you can see, like, they were like, oh, that's the plan. Oh. And then they were all like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm in. So what's the plan? I don't have one. Oh. But here's the thing. That whole time, all I could think of was the size of their arms. I noticed clearly Roman's got the biggest arms. Then it's Jay. I couldn't really tell between Sammy and Jimmy. And maybe it was the camera angle. I would like to see like how big Jimmy and Jay are compared to each other. Because Jimmy looked a little bigger than Jay. Take that back, reverse it. Jay looked bigger than Jimmy. He looked like he had much bigger arms. But now we're going for a tag team match. Bayley and Naomi are in the ring, and they're going to a commercial. So hopefully they're not bouncing around the whole time. I'm sorry, that's funny. That's funny. They'll be just... They'd be like, oh, come on. How many commercials? Commercial. They keep promoting the Netflix going on to... Raw going on to Netflix. I'm saying everything backwards for some reason. It ain't Netflix going on to Raw. That would be weird. You imagine that? It'd be like you're watching Raw and then all of a sudden all these Netflix shows start cutting into it. That would be the longest Raw ever. They're just talking about how it's going to Netflix. I'm excited about it, but they came out with the ratings. It's going to be TV 14. And they're making it to where SmackDown's going to be TVMA, which makes me wonder if they're going to have an afterward thing for SmackDown. Okay, so Candice LeRae is with Tiffany Stratton, and they're being the tag team with Naomi in the background. That is becoming a faction. And I will say, I love it. I love it. It's pink and it's purple. They go together. I mean, and it looks like Tiffany Stratton's got some purple in her gear. So, purple. I'm a fan of purple. It's the color of royalty. At least that's what I always heard. Anyway, nope, that's definitely pink. It was just the lighting. I think that they'll make a great tag team. And here's the thing. We may see a cash-in for something other than the title. I think it would be great if someone had the money in the bank and they cashed in for something different than the world title. The cash-in is supposed to be for any match that you want, any title match that you want at any time. You just hand it to them and it happens. It could be for a tag team title. I used to always think that it would be neat if the New Day won it and they cashed in for the tag team titles or something like that. Never happened. I just want to see it. I just want to see it get cashed in for something other than the world title. The value of that Money in the Bank contract for that reason would be so much higher. You think about it. Say Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae, right? They just knocked them out. They were hiding behind Nia Jackson. Both shot out and hit them. It was great. They're working really good as a group. But say that cash in, you could go in for tag team matches, U.S. title matches, world title matches. You could show up for all of those with your briefcase and have everybody on point. Like, they'd be like, oh no, are they going to cash in on me today? It will change, like, it will be a whole new dynamic. Think about it. Now, Candice LeRae's wearing the purple, but Naomi's wearing the smiley faces. Who do you vote for? I know some people have their whole picks and stuff like that. I'm starting to grow. Candice LeRae's really growing on me. I can't lie about that. Naomi's growing on me too. I was never a Naomi fan. Never. Especially with the glow stuff. I don't know. The whole glow stick thing doesn't do anything for me. However, bubbles in the bathtub does. So I got a bubble machine. My friend got me a bubble machine, and I put it above the shower so, like, you could have bubbles in the bath. Outside of a bubble bath, you could have, like, bubbles flying down at you because I thought it would be fun. And did I do that? I mean, I'm a manly man. Yeah, I absolutely did it. Absolutely did it. Had the greatest bath ever. All right, commercial. We're back on. They're doing the whole... They're not getting along, though. Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae ain't getting along too well. And Bayley's just crawling back. She did this thing where she just kind of walked up on her back and then fell backward, landing on her back. That was cool. The match ends in a disqualification because Nia Jax just starts beating up Naomi. But I just want to say the match was okay. The ending with the whole beat up thing and whatever, that turned out to be kind of great. Io Sky's running out. She ain't going to beat those three up by herself. I love Io Sky. She ain't beating those three up by herself. Rhea Ripley's getting ready to get out. And I will say this. She might be able to beat them up. And her face mask, Rhea Ripley's face mask, is black now. So, old dad's a little bit happier. It ain't some clear mask. It's actually black. Which makes her look, in a way, more dangerous. That grouping's going to be really tough. It's a grouping of good guys, and it's going to be tough. And, of course, they're probably going to win because... I will say this, though. The bad guys seem to be more on the same page than the good guys. And they just said that Ford is going against Ciampa. And again, something I didn't know old dad wanted. I want it. I want it. And I want the Ciampa we've been seeing. Commercial. So, you know what I want to see more than I want to see Montez Ford versus Tommaso Ciampa? One thing I really, really want to see? Wayne back. He needs to come back. And when he comes back, he needs to dominate. Look at this man. Well, this is really just a toy. For anybody that doesn't know. Hello. He's dominant. This is going to be so good. I just hope it doesn't disappoint me. I want to point something out real quick. This match is about to happen between Montez Ford and Ciampa. I'm thinking old school Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, except a very angry Stone Cold with a very agile Rock. Now, I'm not saying The Rock wasn't agile or like bouncy or whatever, but The Rock in all his greatness in the day, Ford would have beat him. Ford would have beat him. Maybe not on the mic, but as far as athletic ability, this, that, and the other. With that being said, though, I can't think of what Ford's finishing move is. I can only think of a tag team finishing move. If he gets 1, 2, 3 finishing moves in under his belt, I'm going to say Ford. But Ciampa's going to stomp a mud hole in him. So this match is going great. I could do without the dive. I know Ford does it really well. But I could do without a dive in every match. I could do without a dive in every match. I don't like that whole I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me thing. I don't need that all the time. Actually, that's only good hit and miss. When it's all the time, it ain't good. It ain't entertaining. Honestly, if it happens every time and I hit you and you hit me, I'm moving because I know that's just going to be and you ain't going to do that. Ciampa, giving credit where credit's due, yes, Ford looks like he is in incredible shape. He looks like he can hit really hard. Ciampa looks like he's got bony knuckles. You know who else hits really hard? This guy. This guy. He hits really hard. We need him back. Commercial. It's back on. It looked like Ciampa was going to do some move off the top rope, but it turned into a power bomb. I'm starting to wonder if a power bomb really hurts. I mean, I've been power bombed before. Back whenever old dad was a young lad and stuff like that, I went and I had a lot of these moves done on me. In some cases, I wanted to know what they felt like. Some of them hurt a lot. Some of them, I was just stupid. I was young and dumb. But Ford is doing his flippy doos and things like that. As strong as he looks, as built as he is, I would like to see him do some solid moves too. I know he can do the flippy doos, but I would like to see him do solid moves. He should be able to rock bottom someone. He should be able to do some like arm bars and things like that. Some like classic wrestling too. Not just flippy-do wrestling. Ciampa just did a spinning neck breaker where he literally spun. That looked painful. That was one of the best, if not the best, neck breaker I ever seen, for the sake of it really looked like it hurt. It wasn't just grab your head and fall over. It looked like he was twisting his head off. Montez Ford won because he showed his strength. But I will say, Ciampa came and started beating him up after. And Dawkins came out and he just started beating up Ciampa. Now, I'm telling you, if this is a build-up, keep doing it. So, Ciampa went after Gargano again at the end. And they had some great matches and things like that. One thing that I took from that, though, this is an old dad watching. This is a spectator because I get it. They have lives. They have this. They have that. Whatever. I'm watching wrestling. I'm a guy that's watching wrestling. I want to point out that Gargano looked like he was just a little boy that got bullied by someone and his friends had to come and be like, get away from him. And he'd just sit there like, it was not the best Gargano. He is way, way too good to be put in the little bullied boy area. One more thing. When I was a kid, I was the guy that got Garganoed. And is that going to be the new thing? Is it going to be got Garganoed? Because, like, they made him look really weak. Like he was just a sad guy that got bullied. He didn't get bullied. He fought Ciampa many a times. He either needs to fight Ciampa or become a bad guy too. I don't know if I've ever seen Gargano as a bad guy, though. I mean, chances are he was. But I'm just saying, I can't think of it. Ciampa, however, is a beast. Yeah, I want to see the bad guy Ciampa. I want to see the Ciampa because he ain't really a bad guy. He's a guy that's on a mission, and he's just beating everybody up to get there. Like it. I like it. Commercial. We're back on, and the commercial was about Monday Night Raw, and it's going to have Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. I want to see that. Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser. I definitely want to see that. That's two completely different styles coming out after each other. So my prediction, we're at the Bloodline Saga. My prediction is they're going to fight. Seth Rollins is going to get involved because it's, what's his face? Bronson Reed. And Seth Rollins is going to get involved and he's going to go ahead and team with them. Again, this is that whole sped up part of the story and stuff like that. What I would really like to see, though, is The Rock come out. Or someone else. Rikishi. I don't know. Someone a little more bloodline. A little less other storyline. You know? Because then they would still have Seth Rollins that could interfere. Lily Cat. Maybe him. He could team up with them. We know it's Seth Rollins. And don't get me wrong. I love Seth Rollins. I'm excited to see it. Paul Heyman's back. Okay. It's CM Punk. It's CM Punk. I didn't see that one coming. That's better. And outside of that, that still leaves the Seth Rollins factor for the Bronson Reed. So it's all over. And I'm going to go ahead and mute it now so that I can go ahead and talk. Bring him back. CM Punk's back. Bring him back. But he was like, about, he didn't call him or whatever, and he said about Paul Heyman calling him or whatnot. That turned out really good. Best match? Oh man, it was that early match. And I can't think of what it is. Believe it or not, I'm gonna have to look back and see what it was because I gotta figure this out. That ending was so much that it's on my mind now. Is how that ended because I didn't see it coming. Thank you. I didn't see it coming. What did you think of the match? What did you think of the night? Leave a comment below. Thank you for hanging out. I love that we get to hang out together. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.